I was at school the other day and I was playing basketball and someone body checked me.
Did you body check them back?
No.
Well, it's a good thing because in this week's Friday sermon, Huzoor told us that, it's better to forgive someone than to take revenge.
Yeah, that's true. Well, now I think we should go record our episode for Friday Sermon for Kids.
Yeah, I think we're getting late.
It's Friday, gather round. There's so much wisdom to be found. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. Each time he guides the way, teaching us new things each day. Like a fountain, knowledge springs. Allah's praises it will sing. So kids, come on round. Here our friendships will be found. Each time Huzoor guides the way, we learn new things every day. A source of love, pure and clear. With every word we draw near. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. To see our Khalifa shining bright.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome back to another episode of Friday Sermon for Kids. Today, I'm joined by two incredibly talented young panelists, Ubaid Rahman, Areeb. How are you both doing today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing very well, and I'm very excited to learn about this week's Friday sermon.
Alhamdulillah, I'm also doing very well, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, and this week Friday Sermon, Huzoor talked about the conquest of Mecca, specifically how the Muslims entered Mecca. And that is always a very inspiring story to hear and learn about. But before we delve deeper into this topic and what Huzoor talked about this week, let's take a listen to a clip from this week's Friday Sermon.
इस्लामी लश्कर के मक्के में दाखिल होने का वाक़या लिखा है। बुखारी में हज़रत उर्वा से रवायत है कि आपने हज़रत ज़ुबैर को हुक्म दिया कि मक्के के बलाई हिस्से कदा से दाखिल हो, वो अपना झंडा हजून में गाड़ दें और आपके आने तक जगह ना छोड़ें। हजून वादी मुहस्सब की तरफ एक पहाड़ है जो बैतुल्लाह से 1.5 मील के फासले पर है। हज़रत खालिद बिन वलीद लश्कर के दाएं हिस्से पर मुकर्रर थे। उनके दस्ते में असलम, सुलैम, विफार, मुज़ैना और जुहैना के कबाइल शामिल थे।
Let's get into our discussion now. Huzoor started his Friday sermon by talking about how the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Muslim army reached Mecca without anybody knowing, silently. And upon arrival, the Holy Prophet ﷺ instructed Muslims to light 10,000 fires. Once these 10,000 fires were lit, Abu Sufyan and his fellow Meccans became worried. Huzoor also mentioned that Hazrat Muslim anhu has stated that Abu Sufyan and Hazrat Abbas anhu were good friends. And so Hazrat Abbas anhu offered Abu Sufyan an opportunity to come with him to go into the company of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Now, can you both tell me, how long had it been since the Holy Prophet ﷺ was forced to leave Mecca?
I think it was 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years.
That's exactly right. It had been 7 years since the time that the Holy Prophet ﷺ had been forced to leave Mecca, and now, upon his arrival, it had been 7 years. And now you got to understand that 7 years is a long, long time. And in that time, the Muslim army had grown to almost 10,000 strong soldiers. Now, can you both tell me what Huzoor mentioned when Abu Sufyan saw this massive army of Muslims?
Huzoor said that Abu Sufyan was so shocked to see how much the Muslim army had grown after the Holy Prophet ﷺ had left for Mecca.
Huzoor also mentioned that along with being shocked, Abu Sufyan was also frightened of how the Muslims would treat him and what they would do with him.
Exactly. Huzoor also mentioned that the Holy Prophet ﷺ saw the body language of Abu Sufyan and instructed Hazrat Abbas anhu to stay or keep Abu Sufyan with him throughout the night. Now, when morning came and Fajr time was there, Abu Sufyan witnessed something incredible, and that was 10,000 Muslim soldiers rushing to get water into their utensils to do wuzu. Many of the Muslims were trying to organize the rows for prayer. And so, after seeing this, what Abu Sufyan witnessed pretty much changed his heart. And that was, he saw thousands upon thousands of Muslims in rows behind the Holy Prophet ﷺ, reading namaz and following all of the movements, such as going into ruku that the Holy Prophet ﷺ did. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ would go into ruku, the Muslims would go into ruku. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ would go into sajda, the Muslims would go into sajda. Now Huzoor also mentioned something about the reaction of Abu Sufyan when he saw this unity. Can you both tell me what Huzoor said?
Huzoor mentioned that when Abu Sufyan witnessed this many people following the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was really surprised, and he had never seen this much loyalty and unity behind even like the biggest emperors. He'd never even seen this much loyalty behind them.
Yeah, Hazrat Abbas radiallahu anhu told Abu Sufyan that this was just a formal prayer, and if the Holy Prophet ﷺ commanded them to not eat or drink, they wouldn't do it because it was a command from the Holy Prophet ﷺ.
Exactly. And upon hearing this and witnessing all of these things, Abu Sufyan had started to have a change in heart. And the Huzoor has stated that Abu Sufyan was asked by the Holy Prophet ﷺ that after witnessing all of this, do you not decree that there is no worthy of worship except Allah? And Abu Sufyan claimed that may my parents be sacrificed for you? Yes. If there was another God aside Allah Ta'ala, that God would have come and helped me and the Meccans by now. Huzoor also stated that Abu Sufyan didn't have a complete change in heart till after the conquest of Makkah. That was when his heart truly opened and embraced Islam fully. The Meccans that were alongside Abu Sufyan, one of which was Hakim bin Hizam, they had accepted Islam and embraced Islam right after these incidents. Now I think is a good time to take a little bit of a step aside from our discussion and head into our next segment, which is Word of the Sermon, where our good friend Samir will help us understand a word that Huzoor used in this week's Friday sermon. So for that, Samir, take it away, my friend.
Jazakallah, guys. This week's word of the sermon is badla. It simply means revenge, which refers to the act of retaliating or seeking to return harm for harm. Hazrat Bilal bin Nasr al-Aziz mentioned badla in this week's Friday sermon while recounting the conquest of Makkah. He shared how the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had every reason to take revenge, badla, on those who had wronged Muslims, especially Hazrat Bilal anhu. But instead of seeking violent revenge, the Prophet ﷺ responded beautifully with patience and mercy. Hope this helps. Back over to you guys.
Jazakallah Samir for the wonderful explanation. It is always helpful having you here to help us better understand the wording that Huzoor used in his Friday sermons. Now, let's get back into our discussion. So, Huzoor, after mentioning all of these incidents with Abu Sufyan, then mentioned that when the Muslim army reached Mecca, the Holy Prophet ﷺ instructed the Muslims to make an announcement that whoever enters their home and stays in their home will get peace. Whoever enters the house of Kaaba will get peace. Whoever lays down their weapons will get peace. Whoever enters the home of Abu Sufyan will get peace. And whoever enters the house of Hakim bin Hizam will get peace. And this was all in order to sort of help the Meccans understand that the Muslims were there and they were pretty much unbeatable physically. But there was a small incident, more so a battle that occurred that Huzoor mentioned with a specific faction of the Muslim army once the Muslim army had been sort of divided by the Holy Prophet ﷺ and positioned in different areas around Mecca. Could you both tell me what Huzoor mentioned about this specific sort of battle or incident?
Huzoor, may Allah be his helper, also stated that some arrogant Meccans weren't willing to give up Mecca to the Muslims without a fight.
So the Meccans formed an opposition against the Muslims. They created a small group and took arms against the Muslims. They first started shooting arrows, which later began the war.
Exactly. And Huzoor talks about a specific Meccan and his incident with his wife actually. As soon as he found out that the Muslims were going to be entering Mecca, he told his wife, I'm going to go fight them. He started taking all of his weapons out and everything. And Huzoor mentioned that his wife, being an intelligent woman, told her husband, don't do this because you're not going to be able to win this time. And so his arrogance took the best of him. He went and fought, and that small group of Meccans was utterly disbanded and destroyed by the Muslim army. And so he fled back to his house, and that arrogance got the best of him, and he was taught a lesson in that incident. Huzoor also mentioned that before the Holy Prophet ﷺ entered Mecca, he passed through this area where this fight had happened. And so the Holy Prophet ﷺ inquired, I told all of you Muslims, don't fight. What is all of this? And so once the Holy Prophet ﷺ was told exactly what happened, that the Meccans actually started the fight by shooting arrows and showing aggression, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that this was an example from Allah Ta'ala to show the Meccans that there was no way that they could stop the Muslims by force. Whatever was happening now, in other words, the conquest of Mecca, was bound to happen, and it was a decree of Allah at that point. I think now is another good time to take a step aside from our discussion, head into our next segment, which is question of the sermon. And a little hint for both of you, this question is directly related to exactly what we just spoke about. So, put your thinking hats on. I hope you guys are ready. So, like always, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and then you guys provide me your answers. Ready? Here's your question. During the conquest of Mecca, Hazrat Khalid bin Walid's faction of the army underwent a small battle or scruffle with a small band of Meccans. How many Muslims were martyred during this incident? Here are your options. Option A, 1. Option B, 2. Option C, 3. Option D, 4. All right. What are you guys' answers?
I think it's 1.
I think it's 4.
Okay. So, it's okay. You both did get them wrong. Okay. But the right answer is option B, which is 2 Muslims. So 2 Muslims were martyred during this incident. And to all of you watching, 43% of you got the answer right, which was option B, 2 Muslims that were martyred. And 35% of you chose option C, which was 3 Muslims that got martyred. Unfortunately, 3 is the wrong answer. Huzoor mentioned in his Friday sermon that 2 Muslims were martyred during this battle, and the small band of Meccans that were fighting the Muslims were utterly disbanded, to the point where some were even scrambling on top of the hills to get away from that little skirmish. Now, let's get back into our discussion. So Huzoor mentioned that once the Muslim army had finally entered Mecca, obviously there were a lot of things that happened to the companions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ during the time that they spent in Mecca. And Huzoor mentioned that while the Meccans were experiencing peace, the Holy Prophet ﷺ was thinking about all the things his companions had to endure, and he was thinking about all the things he himself had to endure as well. Naturally, the companions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, while walking through the same streets that they were tortured, beaten, right, often had to experience such brutal treatment. Those memories were coming back. And Huzoor mentioned that the Holy Prophet ﷺ especially looked towards Hazrat Bilal anhu, who had been treated so brutally that no other companion of the Holy Prophet ﷺ had to experience that type of brutality. Obviously, so Huzoor states that some form of revenge needed to be taken, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ did enact some form of revenge. Now, can both of you tell me how the Holy Prophet ﷺ actually got this revenge for Hazrat Bilal anhu? What did Huzoor mention?
Huzoor stated that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he bestowed upon Hazrat Bilal the great honor of getting the flag, and it was given to his brother.
Huzoor also mentioned that the Holy Prophet ﷺ instructed Hazrat Bilal to announce to the Meccans that whomever goes under his banner or flag will have peace.
Excellently done. Now, Huzoor also states that Hazrat Muslim mentioned that this form of revenge was subtle yet incredibly powerful, in the sense that no other human since the beginning of the existence of mankind had ever been given an honorable revenge as this. Huzoor mentioned that the Holy Prophet ﷺ saw that all of the Muslim companions that were present in Mecca, who experienced the torment in Mecca, had some form of familial tie, otherwise family within Mecca, on the basis of which they forgave the treatment that they had to endure. Hazrat Bilal, on the other hand, had no one, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ understood this. Hazrat Bilal had no power, he had no influence, he had no family, nor any friends, and he had been a servant since he was a little boy, the bottom of society. And being that type of individual, he endured such hardships that no other Muslim had to undergo that type of hardship. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ understood that him having no one on the basis of whom to forgive the Meccans, probably had some form of a desire or a need for revenge or some form of redemption for the significantly horrible treatment that he had to endure. Huzoor mentioned that through this act, the Holy Prophet ﷺ made the proud and arrogant chiefs, their wives and children of Mecca, fall at the feet of Hazrat Bilal anhu, who in their eyes was a former slave.
Wow, that is so incredible.
I just got the shivers.
Yeah, and shivers make sense. And this is how God triumphs His most firm believers. Huzoor gives us a very good lesson that no matter what your wealth is, your status is, how much money you have, as a firm believer, God will always give you glory and success at the end. And in the end of his Friday sermon, Huzoor talked about Amina Shahnaz Sahiba, who has recently passed away, and gave some kind words about her piety and the loyalty that she had for Jamaat Ahmadiyyat. And with that, we come to the end of our discussion today. Make sure you watch the full Friday sermon in your own time.
Until next time.
Khuda Hafiz.
It's Friday, gather round. There's so much wisdom to be found. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. Each time he guides the way, teaching us new things each day. Like a fountain, knowledge springs. Allah's praises it will sing. So kids, come on round. Here our friendships will be found. Each time Huzoor guides the way, we learn new things every day. A source of love, pure and clear. With every word we draw near. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. To see our Khalifa shining bright.